sparks funneling down to a deep feral snorting. Long strands of spittle break free from the foam hanging from its mouth and go flying like shrapnel. I feel it hit my face. The girl panics and grasps at me, looking down in horror at the animal tearing into her. She holds onto me with tremendous strength as it tugs on her. Her fingers dig into my arms. She screams and looks up at me. I see her eyes so clearly. They are all I can see. Behind us, the ocean collapses on the shore. The sound of it is my only connection to sanity, to the world that existed just moments ago, before this burst of violence. I think in a split second that in the mouth of the beast, this girl seems like a rag doll. Over the sound of the waves, I hear an approaching siren. Blood and spittle fly in all directions through the air, arcs of milky red. The girl screams again, a desperate shriek, and I cannot take it. I let go of her and grab hold of the dog by the collar and slide between them. I hook my fingers around the tube inside its throat and dig in till the tip of my middle finger and thumb meet. It takes just a second for the mastiff to gag and release her. But I have not harmed it, merely angered it. When it does release her, it wiggles violently, like a game fish on a line, and I lose my grip and it snaps its jaws down on me. Its teeth break my skin and lodge deep into my muscle of my leg, into my thigh bone. It has a solid, crushing hold on me. Within a second, it begins to shake its head from side to side. Blood comes out of me fast. I feel myself lifted off the pavement, and then all I see is sky where there should be ground, and ground where there should be sky. The dog shakes me like a rag doll now, does so more times than I can count. I cannot imagine that this will end. Then, out of all of this insanity, I hear the sound of the siren grow nearer. My ear tunes in on it. It fills my head, then finally stops, and all I'm left with is the growling and the tearing of flesh and the crashing waves. I hear the crack of gunfire. I hear it again. Suddenly, I am dropped, slick with blood and spit, to the pavement. The instant I hit the ground, I feel two hands grab me by my arm. It is the girl. She is pulling me across the pavement, pulling me toward her, away from the beast dropped by a cop's .38. I look for her eyes, but get only the morning sun, the color of pain and heat, in my own. Chapter 1. It was in the pale light of what seemed enough to me like morning that I awoke to the sound of someone pounding on my door. Outside my 3 front windows, a steady rain was falling through the few yellow and red leaves that were left hanging on the trees that lined Elm Street, drilling hard into the already saturated lawn 2 floors below. It had been raining for days, and I almost couldn't remember a time when there had been anything else but this. I preferred the sound outside my windows over the pounding on my door, so I let myself hear only that for a time. I was face down on a bare wood floor, breathing in dust and damp, and thinking how the drops hitting the leaves sounded like rain falling on 100 tiny umbrellas. My muscles ached, and the left side of my face stung. I didn't think too much of any of it. Last night's drinking was still in my veins. I could feel waves of intoxicants moving like thickly clustered schools of tiny fish in my blood. A part of me was still asleep, and the part of me that wasn't wanted to join up with it again as soon as possible. Finally, I got up off the floor. It took some doing, but I made it to my feet. I wanted more to stop the pounding than to see who was there. When I opened the door, I saw George standing in the dark hall outside, his arm poised for another bang. He looked pretty much half in the bag himself. He lived in the apartment below mine and served drinks 7 nights a week in the bar 1 flight below that. The town we lived in was a small resort town that all but shut down between September and May, and the bar we lived above, the Handsome House, catered to the working-class locals who lived there year-round, artists and laborers alike. There wasn't much to do at night during the off months out here but drink and gossip, and George was the man to whom most people came when they wanted healthy servings of both. When he saw me, George lowered his arm.